You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and keep going with this. I was trying to do some things, but anyway, today I this is like my third recording. Today we're talking about how to improve your vocabulary and your pronunciation. And I wanted to share my screen with you guys, but for some reason I don't even know how to even do that now, actually. But the reason why vocabulary is so important is when you're speaking, you have to use particular words. And so, for example, when you're using particular words, or if you don't know a particular word, this affects your fluency. Okay, for example. Okay, so for example, if you're speaking and you're speaking and you're speaking and you're speaking, and then you get stuck, then that affects your fluency, and then your confidence starts to go down. Okay, so I have a couple of websites or a couple of apps that I use for my vocabulary because I'm learning Italian. Okay, and so the first app that I recommend is called Duolingo. Okay, Duolingo. I'll write it here in the comments. All right, so if you use Duolingo, with Duolingo, that allowed me to not only grow my vocabulary, but it helped me with my grammar. So with Duolingo, I was able to learn about 3,600 or so words, okay, with just one app, okay. And then I have another app that I use called Tinycards, okay. With Tinycards, I think I've learned about 1,000 words now, okay, so far, just with Tinycards, okay. So if you combine 3,600 words with Duolingo and then about 1,000 words with Tinycards, that's about 4,600 words, okay. With 4,600 words, that is a C2 level vocabulary. That's almost a native level vocabulary. Okay, so actually, I wish I could. This is my first time really using. Okay, I can edit this. Perfect. So Duolingo, Tinycards. So I'm going to, at the top of the screen, I'm going to pin all of my recommendations. Okay, so you should see a pinned comment. So Duolingo, Tinycards. Now, the other apps that you can use, okay, for your vocabulary is Anki and then also Memrise. Okay, I'm going to write this down now. So for vocabulary, use Duolingo or Tinycards. Okay, that's what I use. Now, you can use other things if you want. You can even use the physical cards. You can write, for example, you can write dog, and then on the back, you can write the translation. Okay, that's one way to do it. That's a really old way of doing it. But my recommendation is Duolingo Tinycards, and then you can use Anki or Memrise. And if you guys have questions, feel free to ask me questions while you're watching this, okay? And so I wish I could share my screen with you guys, but I don't know how to do this. This is my first time doing a live video, so maybe in the future I will do that. And then for pronunciation, my suggestion is to use Fordival, and you're going to see this at the top of the screen, okay? Now, for Fordival.com, what you do is you type in the words for Fordival, and then it will give you the American pronunciation. And I think they also have the pronunciation for the UK as well, okay? So use Fordival.com. You can also use word reference. I'm pretty sure many people use word reference. One second, I just have to copy and paste that here. Okay, one second. Word reference. And then you can also use reverso. Okay, so I like reverso because reverso has context. So you can, not only can you hear the pronunciation, but you can see the meaning, the multiple meanings of each definition or each for each word. Okay, and so they will have the word, the definition, pronunciation, and then you can see examples. So reverso is really, really good. Okay, and then another. Make sure I'm copying these here. So you're going to see the links inside of the pinned comment. I'm almost done pinning this comment really quickly. One moment. Okay. And then the last one is Cambridge. Now, I was introduced to the Cambridge dictionary by one of my students. Okay. So I'm going to post that here. Man, I really wish that I could share my screen with you. Maybe in the future videos, I will do that. Okay. So those are probably 9. You have 9 resources that you can use. I'm going to pin the comment now. Okay. So you guys should see all of my suggestions at the top of the screen. Okay. So this is how you improve for your vocabulary. Just focus on Duolingo. Okay. My recommendation for Duolingo is take the test, okay, with Duolingo, and then continue to take the test with Duolingo so that you can go faster, okay? Duolingo will get you to a B1.2 level, okay? Once you get to B1.2, okay, B1.2, what is that? B1.2 is intermediate. It's in between. You have intermediate and upper intermediate. B1.2 is in the middle. Once you get to B1.2, okay, then you need another strategy. So you need Tinycards or Anki. So start with Duolingo. That's the first step. Start with Duolingo, then add Tinycards, and then for pronunciation, use Fordible. Okay, Fordible.com, and then also listen. Okay, watch movies. Listen to TV series, listen to the radio. Actually, after speaking, watching movies and watching YouTube videos is the next best thing. Okay, so do those 2 things. All right, so I am done for today. I need to go outside to the park with my wife. That's how you improve your vocabulary. Start with Duolingo, and then add Tinycards, and then start watching movies, TV series, and go to Fordible.com. So this is question and answer time. Do you guys have any questions for me, for those who have been watching? I'll give you guys about 15 seconds before I close this. I'll wait here. I'll give you some time to think and to write your questions here. Maybe you guys need 30 seconds to write a question. So does anyone have any questions? So if you just joined, start with Duolingo, then move to Tinycards, and then start watching movies, TV series, and use Fordible.com. All right. Duolingo will get you to about 3,600 words. And then with Tinycards, you can add as many words as you want. All right. I don't see any questions here, so I guess that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao, ciao.